He fell asleep in New Jersey before the bombs hit the ground. Broadcasting from a bomb shelter, he is the nuclear clown. Where the heck have you guys been? Me? Where have I been? I've been doing Pilates. Duh. Seriously though, I haven't done a video in years. It's been a really long time, a few months, and I apologize for that, but I assure you this one's gonna be good. Yeah. I saw Conan the Barbarian. And Conan the Barbarian 2011, because we didn't get it right the first time. Oh wait, we did. Oops. Conan the Barbarian, let's see. My spoiler-free review of Conan the Barbarian is... I didn't think it was awful. I didn't think it was good. I thought it was... It was a tremendously average movie. And it felt like a sci-fi original movie. You could have called this movie Grokfar, the original sci-fi movie, and it would have just been yeah. So that's my spoiler-free review. Now, I have a lot to talk about with this movie, so I'm gonna get right into the spoiler stuff. So yeah, spoiler-free review. If you don't want anything spoiled on this movie, it's not that great. It's got very, very low reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and I don't think it's terrible, but I don't think it's good. It's just very... And there's really no reason to remake it, because it's just... It's actually, you know what? If I could compare kind of remakes, it's very similar to the Nightmare on Elm Street remake that they did, which they didn't need to do, and really wasn't necessary, and was kind of average. So... they're very similar in that respect, that it's remakes that nobody was particularly asking for that weren't particularly good, nor were they really awful. So there's that. Obviously, I don't recommend seeing Conan the Barbarian. So now let us commence spoiling shit. The problem with Conan the Barbarian starts from the very beginning. Now, as I was sitting there, I saw the Lionsgate. You know, when you watch a movie and it has all the studios that were involved and all that shit. All the studios that were involved in making subpar products kind of show their little advertisements. And their little CGI doohickeys, right? And Lionsgate, the studio Lionsgate, their thing is like a big metal fucking gate. And, you know, there's gears turning and all kinds of stuff going on. And it's all high-tech. It's like a clock and saw, and there's shit everywhere. It's like that, right? You've probably seen the Lionsgate little thing at the beginning of movies. Now, I thought it would be awesome if instead of all this high-tech shit with the rusty gears and stuff, they had like old-style stone crap, and they could have even had Conan pushing the thing, you know, as part of it. You know, kind of like make the their little, I guess, logo kind of fit in with whatever movie it was that was currently playing. Now, of course, like, a studio is not going to do this because it would be cool, but it's not. I'm not saying it's bad that they didn't, but it was a neat little. It would have been very, very cool, and they didn't do that. But you know, not a big deal. Whatever. But anyway, we start off with missed possibilities. Is my point, and the movie begins proper. And I already have a problem with the way Conan the Barbarian 2011 starts, because in the original Conan movie, the narrator in the beginning, you know, he's got the deep and gravelly voice, and he says, "In the time before the oceans drank Atlantis, and the rise of the sons of Ares," and, you know, cool stuff like that. And he sounds like a fucking maniac. And you're watching it and you're like, man, that guy sounds fucked up. Yeah, this is going to be good. Conan the Barbarian 2011 has Morgan Freeman. And Morgan Freeman has a very articulate, intelligent, wise, and important sounding voice, right? Very, very, there's a lot of gravity when he speaks. He has a very good voice, very good manner of speaking about him. However, it is completely opposite of what is needed here. Conan is a fucking savage movie about a savage guy in a savage fucking violent world. And to have the erudite, articulate voice of Morgan Freeman chat us into it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's kind of like having Michael Buffer do the announcement before a Saw movie. I can't think of anything else, I'm sorry. It just doesn't fit. And right off the bat, I didn't like that at all. It didn't really set a mood for me. But, you know, okay, whatever. First 5 seconds of the movie, let's not judge it. Let's just go with it, okay? So, the movie opens up, and there's a big fucking battle going on, because barbarians like to give them some of that. With swords. And there's a woman, and she's preggers. And she's wearing armor. And she's fighting with a big gut. Not like big gut. Like a pregnant. Like there is a baby in my fucking guts. And she's fighting. And she's killing all these people. And she's going into labor during a battle scene. And she's fighting and killing people, okay? And Ron Perlman plays her husband, plays Conan's father. He's fighting too. And he sees his wife is having the... Okay, I can't even describe the first scene without pointing out the ridiculous amount of bullshit here. I started laughing my ass off as soon as I saw a pregnant woman in armor fighting. Pregnancy's not a joke. But fighting in armor is hysterical when you're pregnant. She is pregnant. Babies. Snatch. Babies. Snatch. Snatch. Baby. Armor. Fighty. Fighty. And never the twain shall meet. I just spit all over the camera. I'm sorry. But, yeah. So she's fighting. And she's killing all these guys, and then Ron Perlman, and then she's like going into labor. So Ron Perlman stops, and Ron Perlman looks like big. He looks like a Sasquatch in this movie. Like, what are they going for with him? Yeah. So he's like, "Oh, wife, we're having a baby. I'll help you. I'll cut the fucking thing out of you with this sword, bitch." So, like, he's performing a Sumerian cesarean section on her. And she gives birth to Conan on the battlefield. Now look, I get it. I understand, right? Oh, he's Conan. He was born on a battlefield. His mother wore armor. How are you going to get fitted for armor when you're pregnant? Well, all right, I just have too many problems with that. Too many problems. So they're on the battlefield. He's delivering the child. There's people fighting and dying all around them, and they're taking this time to have a tender moment where he cuts open her guts and rips out a baby, like a Sub-Zero fatality or something, abortionality. And no one, like, if I was fighting and I see my enemy stopping to have a tender moment, I would put my sword through both of them. Because it's easy. And I don't like to do a lot of work. But no, everybody's cool with it. You know, they're like, no, let them, hey, this is a tender moment. Let them be. Let's kill somebody else. So somehow they managed to not just get beheaded while they just stopped to have a baby in the middle of a battlefield. But, you know, I guess that's not too off the wall, because in the books, you know, people just stop and do their taxes in the battlefield and everybody just leaves them alone. So I guess technically speaking, it's canon to do bullshit like that. So anyway, we've established, Conan was born on a battlefield. Tupac was born in jail. Bah, same thing. Tupac, Conan, same thing. So anyway, we proceed, and Conan's older, and he's Kid Conan now, and his father's like, take this egg and put it in your mouth and go and run, and if you come back and it is not broken, you can fight with the warriors. Eggs. Who wants eggs? Eggs. I love eggs. Eggs are good. I make terrible eggs. I can't cook. It's weird because I'm fat, but I can't cook. I cook very poorly. Eggs. So Conan, he goes off or whatever, and then the village is attacked again. Like, this fucking village. Can you get like a watchtower or something? Anyway. So Conan, Kid Conan, he's a kid. He's a baby, right? Well, he's not a baby, but he's a young kid, right? Pre-teen Conan, okay? And he finds these 4 guys, right? And he kills like 4 guys. 4 adults. He kills them. He's a child. Conan is a child. We are 10 minutes into this movie. This review has gone on for like, what, 30 minutes? And I'm only 10 minutes in? It's going to be a long day. So, Conan kills 4 men and brings the head of the 4 men back to his dad. And says, I hate eggs. And then they make him scrambled eggs. And again, it's like, no, Conan's a badass. See, when he was 11 years old, he killed 4 grown men. Let me tell you something. If I see an 11-year-old boy kill and behead 4 grown men, I don't think, wow, that's a tough kid. I think, wow, those 4 men are fucking pansies. Do you see how that works? If they would have had Kid Conan kill 1 guy and have it be like this drag out fucking like feral savage fight where he's gets the shit beat out of him but grabs a rock and bashes a guy's, like, if they make it a brutal fight where it takes everything this kid has to kill 1 grown man, then I would be like, wow, that was a badass kid. And he comes back to the village all beat up, and he's got the 1 head, and it's like, yeah, man, you earned that. But to come back with 4 heads, and he's like, yeah, I'm fine, dude, bro. You know, it's like, it's so over the top stupid. You know, like, already they're making it like Captain America Conan, you know, like a superhero thing. And that's exactly what the original movie did not do. Now, I'm not going to say the original Conan was perfect, because the girl showing up with the shiny armor, it was just funny. It's stupid. But, you know, overall, the original Conan movie was really, really good. It was really well done. It was really, really fitting. It was brutal, and it was told that way. You know, it was harsh and real and very, very gritty without the shitty, how now everything's, well, actually not so much now, but with the gritty, dark movies that are, I'm losing track. Stop distracting me. God. Okay. Anyway, this goes out of its way to be like, Conan's a badass. Get it? Get it? It's to a point where it's like the Transporter badass, where it's just so over the top. It's so flagrantly like he's killing all these people. 19, you know, he kills 9 guys before breakfast. And it gets to a point where it's like, that's enough. All right, I get it. Anyway, now we're on to 11 minutes into the movie. Morgan Freeman, in his eloquent delivery and speech, tells us that there's this necromancer guy, and automatically my interest goes, That's the sound of interest. I love necromancers. Necromancers are great, and necromancers still aren't in 4th edition to the extent of my knowledge. Fuck you, 4th edition. So, yeah, there's a necromancer, and he's going to acquire the pieces of this mask, and when he gets this mask all together, he's going to be able to have an army that can kill, like, 6 kids. So, he assembled this mask thing once. And he raised an army, and all the tribes of Samaria and all the king's men attacked him, and they defeated him, and they broke the mask or the crown or whatever. And to protect it, each tribe took a piece of it and hid it and protected it, so that he may never fall into evil hands again. So the necromancer guy escapes, and his whole quest has been to reassemble this crown and be unstoppable. From what I gathered from Morgan Freeman's intro, if you combine the crown, you have godlike power, blah 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 blah. You can take over the world. Okay, so bunch of Sumerian tribes, defeat them, push them back, take the crown, break it into little itty bitty parts, and each tribe hides a piece. So, what is a bad guy to do? He goes and he starts collecting pieces of the crown back from the Sumerian tribes. So, he has all the parts except one that is in Conan's village, and Conan's dad is like the head barbarian guy of Villageville, of Farmville, Samaria. So, the necromancer guy attacks the village and captures, beats up the village and says, "Yes, dude, tell me where the crown part is. I'm missing one piece, and once I have this piece, I will be unstoppable forevers and evers." And Conan's dad says, "I'll see you in hell," and he spits at him, and then they torture him, they waterboard him, and he's like, "No, freedom isn't free," and they punch him in the balls like for 6 weeks, and then he's like, "No, these colors don't run," and stuff like that. But not anything like that. But they do torture him for a little bit, and it was so, see, this part is so stupid. You have this crown, and it took all the tribes to unite to fight back this guy's army because he's so powerful, right? And if he gets the crown again, you know, bad news for everybody. It's curtains for everyone, okay? So you would think, if I said, "You there, hide this Tommy Hilfiger shirt," because if Satan gathers a Tommy Hilfiger shirt, Tommy Hilfiger pants, Tommy Hilfiger socks, then the world will end. Does anybody wear Tommy Hilfiger? No, they don't. I'm old. But just go with my example, right? So you're like, wow, that's pretty important. You know, Tommy Hilfiger is very important. And I have to prevent the devil from taking over the world. So what I'm going to do is find a really good place to hide this Tommy Hilfiger shirt so the devil won't destroy the earth. You'd be a lot smarter than Conan's dad, because the bad guy has this fucked up freaky daughter who was hot in a weird I have problems way. But she's like can sense the crown or whatever, right? So anyway, they're in Conan's father's workshop, and he's like, "Tell me where's Cain?" And the girl is like, "Oh, I sense it. I sense the piece of the crown." And it's like under a fucking floorboard. Are you serious? You hid it under a floorboard. That's like, so I gotta hide this shirt, this Tommy Hilfiger shirt from Satan, or he will run rampant and maraud all over the world. I'm gonna hide it under my bed. because he's never going to find it. You see, it would have been cool if Ron Perlman had a fucking brain here and was like, well, I'm gonna, we're in the mountains, the snowy mountains or whatever, I'm gonna find the highest peak, and there I'm going to bury it, so he has to go on a, if you want to come get the shit, you gotta earn it, right? Make it like a D&D adventure, okay? And have the bad guy be going through the stuff and fighting polar bears or whatever they have in Samaria. I don't fucking know. It's in a floorboard. And by the way, Ron Perlman can act. I've seen Sons of Anarchy. I like Sons of Anarchy. Well, the first 2 seasons I liked. I haven't seen any of those. But Ron Perlman, he can't act in this. Like, what happened to him? I liked him in Hellboy. I thought he was good. The first one, the second one sucked. But he can't act in this. He's terrible in this. And he's an idiot. So anyway, okay, moving on. So the necromancer guy gets the crown, right? And he's like, fucking crown. Ching, ching, ching. So, you think, oh, wow. He got the crown. He assembled the whole necromancer dealy thing. So now he's unstoppable, man. That's pretty sweet. That's, wow. What are they going to do now? But apparently not. There's like an asterisk in there. Asterisk. Is asterisk or asterisk? I don't know. I don't have time to look at these things. But so he gets the crown, he puts it together, and then all of a sudden he's like, yes, I am one step closer to being invincible. Now once I raise my dead wife, I'll be invincible. But wait, go back one? I thought that once you had all the pieces of the crown, you were unstoppable. But now it's turned into, I have all the pieces of the crown, which allows me to raise my dead wife, which will by then make me unstoppable. So what exactly is going on here? I thought the crown was, yay, win. But now it's like, crown, yay, raise dead wife, yay, win. I don't know. This guy doesn't know. So anyway, Conan grows up, and he has big muscles and big dreams. So, let's see. I have nothing else to say about this movie. Good evening. Alright, let me talk about Conan for a second. The actual actor. I think they picked the perfect actor to be Conan. There are times in this movie where the writing and the scenes are kind of like a very, very sad portrait of what could have been. Meaning that there's flashes in this movie that are very cool and are very much like, yes, that is very, very Conan. That is something that would be awesome if this movie were competent. And every now and again, for a split second, you're like, yes. Yes, they're on track, and then they immediately get off track. And it's a shame, because the actor is very, very good. And he does a good job, but he's given shit. So, it's sad that it's like that. It's like, yes, you did extremely well. It is unfortunate that you don't have much to work with in this. So, Conan grows up, and he's a killer, murderer, what have you. And he's looking for revenge on the guy who tortured and killed his father. And found the expertly hidden floorboard trick. Oh, God, that was so stupid. So he's hunting down the necromancer guy. And by now, the necromancer's creepy, kind of hot daughter has grown up into a creepy, hot Rose McGowan. I can't believe that was... I had no idea that was Rose McGowan. My friend told me it was Rose McGowan after I had seen the movie already, and I was like, that wasn't Rose McGowan. Oh my God, that was Rose McGowan. And if you want to see Rose McGowan's tits, watch The Doom Generation, if you can find it. It's a fucking horrible movie, but her boobs are in it. Frequently. I gotta go. I'll be back in a bit. I'm really trying to think hard about what to talk about with this movie, because honestly, it's pretty standard. Conan is searching for a necromancer guy. Necromancer guy's trying to raise dead wife. Yeah. And movie commences just like you'd think it would. Throw in unnecessary CGI and very unnecessary 3D. And then you get to go home. But you get to go home. Yay, home, right? Really, there's no reason to make this movie. It's not very good. The action scenes, some of it is very brutal, which is good. Some of it is, I did enjoy. I thought it was cool, the whole Dust Man thing, where Conan's fighting in these, like, the Rose McGowan does, like, some magic thing and makes these dust guys start running all over the place after them. I thought that was cool. It looked neat. It looked pretty cool, the CGI there. And then they undid all that good credit they had with me when they have the big stupid sea monster fight in the cave. Excuse me. Jesus, what the fuck was that? That was like a... that started in, like, my foot and just worked its way... Did you know Age of Conan is free to play? The Conan MMO game? Yeah, you can play for free. That's cool. It's probably cooler than the movie. Right? So you got that. If you get anything out of the review, maybe just go play Age of Conan. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe it's cool. I downloaded it, but I haven't got a chance to play it. You'll notice I'm not talking about the movie anymore because I don't know. Like, why? Why would I do that? He finds a bad guy. He kills a bad... It's like, it's totally average bullshit. It's... I can't... Let me think. I don't know. It's not even like I can sit here and just rag on the movie because it was just completely and totally average. There's no reason... Like, there's no point to go... Rose McGowan's boobs are nice. They're really nice. That movie is terrible. The Doom Generation is so terrible. And at one point, a guy... See, this is weird because I've seen the Doom Generation, and there's one part where are you eating? If you're eating, it's a bad idea. You should stop. But there's one part where like Rose McGowan's getting like porked in the bathtub by her boyfriend, and this guy they're staying with watches, and then he jerks off on his hand and eats it, and like they show it. Him doing the thing. So it's kind of like, yeah, you get to see Rose McGowan's boobs quite a bit, but at what price victory? It's worth... I would say it's worth... The movie is terrible, but boo. And she has short hair. I like the girls with the short... Man, yeah. I'll be right back. I gotta just... Give me a minute. Did I mention Age of Conan is free to play? We should probably just stop this because there's nothing going on with this movie. Completely average. Wasted potential with the lead guy who was in Game of Thrones and was a pussy in Game of Thrones. I've talked about this before. He died. The wound gets infected. Really? Seriously? Anyway, yeah. So Conan the Barbarian, 2011 is good for a few laughs, but really, this, with a little flash, a little spark of good here or there in very, very small bits. There's like, wow, that was neat. And then it's, and then, oh, that's kind of cool. And that's kind of what it is. No reason to do this again at all. The CGI stuff, sometimes good, the dust guys, sometimes bad, the sea monster. The story, completely average. The setting, completely average. This really could have been insert stupid sci-fi original movie name here. And yeah, there you go. So, Conan the Barbarian. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting going into this movie. I kind of didn't think it would be very good, especially in the previews when he says, I love and I am content. Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, to see them flee before you, and to ride off to the lamentations of the women after you love them. We need you, Arnold. We need you. I'm gonna... Her boobs are right. I'm gonna need just a little more.